You guys hear me okay? It's posted. Awesome, sounds good. All right. I don't know if this thing records by itself automatically, but stream and bitrate of. All right, let me change the stream settings here. Sorry, it's my first time doing this, so not sure if it's working properly. But I'm gonna wait and see if more people join. Hopefully this gets more people to come in and watch this stream. But if this helps out other people, I might start doing this on a daily basis. So if anybody's joining in and watching this, so I am a full-time trader. Used to trade options a lot. Recently been trading futures, and most of my strategy revolves around ICT concepts and price action strategies like supply and demand and some fibs. So I'll run through a lot of ICT concept terms here. So it'll be helpful to understand the basics, to understand what I'm talking about. But I'm going to go over essentially. So with this kind of live session, there's going to be a post-market recap. I'm going to be going over the trades that I took during the day and, be completely transparent with the trades that I took and the mistakes that I made and also the lessons I learned. Because I feel like a lot of people out there always show the profits, and the profits offer pretty much no value to other traders out there. And I want to offer a lot of value and help anybody out and show you guys behind the scenes, pull back the curtain and see what it's like to really, trade full time as a living, and show you guys the obstacles that I encounter, the mistakes I make, and how I overcome them, so that you guys can potentially get some insight on how to do that for yourself as well. So I primarily trade ES and NQ, mainly ES though, or like I trade indices and mainly ES. So I'm gonna go over the ES chart, and so this is the weekly chart. I start with top-down analysis, start with the higher time frames. All right, so I like to go with the monthly chart and see if there's anything on the monthly chart. If not, drill down to the weekly chart. And usually what I'm doing my analysis here, I'm looking for two main things. One is inefficiencies, and two is liquidity. And that's what ICT teaches as well. So inefficiencies come in the form of fair value gaps, volume imbalances, and liquidity is just, you know, mainly just peaks and highs and lows. And so going into this week, I have a pretty bearish sentiment. I think last week we put in the highs for the rest of the month. We entered this weekly bearish fair value gap right here, and we closed below the midpoint of it, which is known as a consequent encroachment. All right. And in doing so, we've also taken this buy side liquidity at this level right here. So this also lines up with the golden pocket of this whole move, this whole downtrending move. So I'm expecting a reversal. We're closing inside the golden pocket and we're kind of consolidating inside there. So ideally, if we do pull back over the long run, I would love to see these weekly fair value gaps get filled. And also my main target would be this weekly volume imbalance right here. Volume imbalance means that there's no body overlapping these two candles. All right, it's just empty space or wicks right here. So this is also an inefficiency, and it's going to want to be filled at some point or another in the future. I don't know exactly when, but we know that price is going to have a tendency to want to fill this. So that would be my downside target, and also kind of lines up with the peaks from these relative equal highs right here, right? And also this weekly fair value gap. So that would be the downside target, and that's what I see in the weekly chart. You go over to NQ, we have something similar going on right here. We have this fair value gap that's pretty much already been mitigated with these wicks. We've already got buy side delivery here. There's also this weekly fair value gap that we actually close above, but we are still below the consequent encroachment of this wick, and we are rejecting the 786 fib level. So there is another weekly fair value gap up here that might want to get filled, and some external buy side liquidity right here. I guess this is internal compared to this range, but this is a big buy side liquidity level in the form of relative equal highs. So that might get taken out. But if we don't get a push up and we stay below the consequent encroachment, I'm aiming for a reversal here as well to target potentially these relative equal lows as a form of sell side liquidity, and also this fair value gap on the weekly chart as well. So going back to ES, let me drill down to the daily chart now. Yeah, there's not much to really point out here. Let's go down to the 4-hour chart. So the 4-hour chart, these are the levels that we're working with right here. We have very important levels from these wicks from CPI and FOMC, and then the rally after that with retail sales. So on the higher time frames, you can see that we wicked above, took this buy side liquidity, and then we officially shifted market structure right here and closed this candle below that short-term low. And in doing so, we also formed some fair value gaps here. One on the 4-hour chart, and this one's on the 1-hour chart. So let me put this in. So I was looking for these levels to hit before shorting today. I was coming in pretty bearish on the market, but we never got this. So I'll tell you guys exactly what I ran through instead and the trades that I took. But looking at important levels here, we have this 4-hour fair value gap right here. It's been wicked through as well. We got some 15-minute fair value gaps that also got filled. We have sell side liquidity right here, and then CPI lows, sell side liquidity right here. Okay, and then we also have this 4-hour fair value gap right here, which is going to want to get filled, right? We had buy side delivery through it, so coming down, we were going to want to form some kind of sell side delivery through it, which we got today. And then yeah, those are the main levels of inefficiencies I'm looking for. We have internal buy side right here as well from the overnight highs. We drill down in the 1-hour chart right here. 1-hour chart, we see some fair value gaps. This got kind of mitigated already. And then going on the 15-minute chart, one important level to look out here was this balanced price range, right? And as you can see, that's where we dipped down to today. And I'll get into that in a second here. So let me replay it back to the opening price today. And so off the opening, this is a 15-minute chart. I was looking for this buy side level to get taken, and then maybe we wick into this fair value gap, and this would be an ideal short zone for me. I was looking for something like this to come down to this sell side liquidity down here. But we didn't quite get that. Instead, we wanted to fill out these inefficiencies first. And I think we might probably get this sometime tomorrow before rejecting. We have Jay Powell talking tomorrow and also Thursday. So that should introduce some volatility into the price action, which should allow us to take some important liquidity levels and set us up for the rest of the week. So going into the market open, we were sitting around right here. If I run the fibs from this low to that high, we're sitting around the golden pocket. Okay, so we didn't get that short entry that I was looking at. So instead, we came down to take some sell side liquidity. That made me think that I wanted to go long here, because the best time to go long is when sell side is taken. The best time to go short is when buy side is taken. Right, so we took out London lows right here, and we had London highs open, Asia highs open, and also this internal buy side from yesterday's London highs. And in the morning, Nasdaq was rallying off the open, as you see right here, which is primarily due to Tesla pulling it up with this breakout right here. Flagged and then broke out. And I was wondering if Nasdaq was lagging behind or if ES was lagging behind, and I thought that Nasdaq might be leading the way, and I was actually wrong about that. So my trade that I took in the morning was this long setup. I saw that we were putting in some lower wicks on the 5-minute chart right here, taking out London lows, and then we formed this candle up. But this candle, this displacement, didn't take out the highs here. There was no market structure shift. We came down a little bit lower into this golden pocket, and then this wick right here also took out this liquidity from these lows over here. So that's when I entered long right here with a stop below this golden pocket and trying to aim for London highs basically. And so that trade got stopped out in the morning. And then actually, as soon as we printed this candle right here, this is when I reversed my position to go short, because once I saw that there was no displacement, no bullish displacement off this sell side liquidity level, and instead we got this rejection of this fair value gap, this made me think that, okay, we're probably aiming for some more sell side. This isn't the final sell side target. You're either aiming for some more sell side or trying to fill out some other inefficiencies down below. And we did have inefficiencies down below in the form of this fair value gap and also some 5-minute fair value gaps and this 4-hour order block. Let me show you guys. Over here, we have this order block right here. Right, order block, and then the balanced price range. So the balanced price range is my final target, because I thought balanced price range is pretty strong. That should hold. And so we got that dip down, and I was aiming for, maybe we're taking out this sell side liquidity as a best case scenario to the downside. So I took a short and reversed that position off the open when I got stopped out from these lows, and then I saw that we're rejecting this bearish fair value gap. So this is actually a potential silver bullet trade setup that I've missed, and I was looking for a long setup because we were taking out London lows and taking out this liquidity, so I thought sell side liquidity was being taken here. But actually what I think instead was this was probably the buy side liquidity over here that we took, and then this was a market structure shift, right? Because the displacement here is actually a lot stronger. And we pulled back, and then we had this initial entry, although this wasn't in the silver bullet hour. Here, when we entered the silver bullet hour, the displacement we got was to the downside. So further downside, and then this was the pullback to the fair value gap of the displacement leg to take us lower for a 2-to-1 setup. Well, you put it above these highs here. And then, this would be 2-to-1. Even if you put it up here, I guess 2-to-1 would give you perfectly right down to that level, right? So the silver bullet trade is always going to give you about a pretty clean 2-to-1 setup. So entered that short, just scalped it down, and we got a quick move into this balanced price range. Once we hit the balanced price range, put in that lower wick, And then we try to go lower again right here. Couldn't really go that much lower. That's when I exited my position. There's a tweezer bottom at the balanced price range. And this actually set us up for another bullish silver bullet trade setup here. Because we had the market structure shift right here. If you look down on the very lower time frames, I don't think this is really liquidity taken, although we did take this liquidity right here. So I guess that counts as liquidity taken. And then market structure shift, and then create a fair value gap right here. Pull back in the fair value gap and have it hold. This would have been the entry for the 2-to-1. All right. 2-to-1 would take you back up to this level right here. There are bearish fair value gaps right here as well, which are probably going to get filled. And then you could probably aim for this buy side liquidity target as well. So I didn't take this long setup, although I wish I did. My main bias was short for the day, and I didn't really expect a full V-shaped recovery. So I was actually looking to short these bearish fair value gaps because I thought we were going to be aiming for some sell side targets. We didn't get any more sell side. We actually just bounced from this balanced price range. So that made me think that, okay, we're probably looking for more buy side instead. And I'll tell you guys how I switched my positioning after that. But I was aiming for these shorts. So I scaled into shorts here and then got stopped out at, well, I'll show you guys. So I was aiming for shorts. We got lots of lower or upper wicks right here, right? Rejection from the fair value gap. Took one entry there. And then we came up and rejected again. And I took another entry over there. And then we came up and we just blasted through that. And I was like, okay, I'm willing to scale up all the way up to the golden zone or golden pocket right here. So willing to scale up all the way up to the VWAP here. We came up here and we held above VWAP and then just kept pushing up. So now I was like, okay, right here, what's happening is we actually formed a balanced price range on the 15-minute chart. And that's what I've marked out here. You see that long hit the 2-to-1. So the 5-minute silver bullet long entry was also great. One thing to note here was this was the lunchtime macro. So the lunchtime algo is going to want it to run stops, right? And which stops is it going to run? It's probably going to be the stops of whoever was winning in the morning. So shorts were winning in the morning. That means that lunchtime algo is likely to run some buy stops. So that's one thing I had in mind that made me want to take a long position. But yeah, I was just too focused on that short to take out further sell side, which probably is going to happen until we have more buy side taken. But we formed this balanced price range right here. Balanced price range is we have a fair value gap to one side and then it's overlapped by another fair value gap, right? So 15-minute balanced price range is a small rectangle, and then also an hourly and 30-minute balanced price range at this level as well. So when the balanced price range is created, when we pull back into it, that's also a good long setup, and that's why you see this position right here. But as we approach these highs, I'm looking at the 8:30 open and the midnight open and see, like, are we going to get above these levels? That would be my line in the sand for stopping out of shorts. Okay, we push up in here and we just wick the midnight open. And so over here, I actually trimmed some of my positions, but what I should have done was wait for the candle to close. My stops were initially above London highs. And then when I saw price come up to the midnight open, I was like, okay, let me just trim some. But we wicked here and pulled back a little bit. And so at this point, my idea was, okay, let me just get a better exit off my shorts. So if we pull back down, I'm going to want to exit and trim out these shorts. And a good place to exit the shorts would be at this balanced price range, because that's where I think price is going to pull back to. And this is where I'm going to get my ideal entry for longs. So scale some out over here because we hit that level. And then we pulled back, and that's when I started trimming out my shorts. But we kind of just flagged here and just consolidated all the rest of the day. We didn't really get another PM silver bullet set up. We tested this trend line right here several times. So that makes me think that we're probably going to want to try to break out of this level again. So we got that flush down, exited my shorts, and then started scaling into longs at this level. Sent the signal into the Discord server saying that I want to get long at the test this balanced price range, which is the 4428 level. And then if you run the fibs, right, this level was ideal because this would be in a discount. This would be the inefficiency in the discount. you have the 50 fib right here. Okay, I don't know if we get exactly to discount. Yeah, we didn't get exactly to discount, but we came into this 5 minute fair value gap and also this hourly and slash 30 minute fair balance price range. That's where I got some longs. And now what I'm aiming for is a potential break out of this level to take out some kind of buy side. So we have this order block right here, which could be the draw. This bearish order block, which we rejected from intraday. We also have this one, which we rejected from twice as well. This seems to be the stronger one here because we came down, hit that, rejected it, hit this, rejected it again, right? But I would love to see it run up into this buy side level, probably tomorrow off of the J Powell news, whatever he says, probably gonna pump the market a little bit. But I think it's gonna want to trap longs, and we're probably gonna break out into here, take this liquidity, and I would love to short this rejection right here. So I guess, as you can see, this move right here lines up with the negative 618 fib target, fib extension. So if we do reject this fair value gap, this would go in line with my optimal entry to aim for further sell side. So the best time to short would be after we take buy side liquidity, and this would be here. We also have some buy side liquidity over here too, relative equal highs. So I don't know if we'll get up here, but this would be my ideal scenario if we come like that. Otherwise, we may just come up here and reject this as well. Who knows? These are just several scenarios that I'm going to be looking out for. But my main lesson of the day here was I was looking to short to take further sell side, and you kind of have to adapt to what the market's giving you. You don't want to stay married to your idea. If I saw, a better rejection here, I could hold on to my shorts. But when I saw this inversion and the creation of this balanced price range, I knew that, okay, we're probably aiming for some more buy side somewhere. Whether this trendline liquidity is enough for buy side or if we're actually aiming for, these major buy side levels. I knew that we weren't probably drawing towards sell side anymore after we bounced from this balanced price range and also created a new one over here. So that's the main thing. Overall, these are two impulses that you could have taken advantage of today. I missed the first long, got stopped out, scalped the shorts down, and then took an L on scaling into shorts here. So I started scaling into longs down here. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Ideally, we get this run up to buy side and flush, but we have this trend line right here that's just holding, right? And it's probably going to want to break. This looks like the Judah swing, like some kind of manipulation swing. Maybe this is accumulation. I don't think the consolidation has to be sideways for the power of 3. Maybe it's downwards as well, and this is the manipulation before the breakout. So hopefully the distribution is upside. We hit this trade, this 2-to-1 right here, it stops below here, hitting this liquidity, and then once we get up there, I would love to reject this and aim for, I don't know, let's see what we can get here. Probably a 2-to-1 too. So what would a 2-to-1 look like? Probably down. Yeah, 2-to-1 would be down here at the 4-hour order block again. Maybe it forms equal lows before coming down further. But ideally, in the long run, I'm looking for, again, that weekly volume imbalance to want to get filled right here. So yeah, guys, this is the recap of the day and what I'm looking out for the rest of the week. You guys have any questions, drop them in the chat. And for those of you who don't know, I've got a free Discord server. Come join. I give out free signals daily. And I also do live trading. That one's not free though. So yeah, good luck with everyone for the rest of the week. These are the lessons I've learned and the trades that I took today. Alrighty, until next time, be safe.